Oh yeah, that's bourbon. Okay. Hi friends, this is the second video I'm filming tonight, so forgive me if I'm a little bit loopy. I believe this one will come out first. Have no fear, if you want to know how I did this makeup, that will be coming to you real soon. Trust me when I say this, I needed this drink after. But today's video is going to be something that I've never done on this channel before and that I think was requested maybe once way back, and I haven't forgotten. I was gonna wait till the very end of the year to do this, but I thought, why not now? Because I have the time and I have quite a lot in the way of empties. So today's video, we're just going to be going through all the empties that I've saved up for you guys, and we're going to talk about things that I would purchase again and things I wouldn't. We're also going to talk a bit about, like, you know, things that I'm throwing away because they're expired and whatnot, not things that I've necessarily gotten all the way through. We're going to talk about all of that right now. So without further ado, let's get started. Wow, okay, so I've got quite a lot of stuff to get through. It runs a gamut of makeup to skincare to lots and lots of things to explore. It is a lot of skincare because I definitely go through more skincare than I do makeup. It is kind of difficult to get through any sort of item of makeup before it goes bad, especially when it comes to liquids and cream products. I always hold on to them far longer than I probably should. So today I decided I was just going to purge all the things that I knew did not serve me anymore and that were probably not working because of their being expired. So let's just start at the top here. Ah, yes. We all know this is kind of a cult classic. The Pixi Glow Tonic. I've been through so many bottles of these. God knows how much money I have given Pixi because of this Glow Tonic. I just can't get away from it. I really like how it makes my skin feel. It makes me feel really refreshed, and it's not as harsh as other chemical exfoliants out there. I feel like it's quite tame, which is good because I have very sensitive skin, but it doesn't make me break out, which is nice. I have, you know, switched toners here and there, but I keep coming back to this one because it just works for me and it just feels the best. It smells kind of like baby powder, but in like a really refreshing way. It's a weird smell, but I really like it. Anyway, I love using this product. I'm already halfway through another big bottle like this. I go through one of these like maybe like every 3 months. It is pricey for the drugstore. I think this is like $40 in Canadian, so it is not cheap, but it works and it feels really nice. Oh yeah, I go through about one of these a month. This is the Garnier Skin Active Micellar Water. It's the dry and sensitive skin version one, which I believe is less harsh than the other ones. I know some people with really sensitive skin have said don't use this, but this one really works for me. I love the fact that I can use this with a reusable makeup remover cloth and not have to use a wipe. I'm doing my best to reduce as much waste as possible in my routine, and this was the easiest step because these bad boys are recyclable. I do still love a good cleansing balm. I miss my Clinique Take the Day Off balm so much, but this is really cheap. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer right now when you're trying to save money. Finding something that works at the drugstore that's actually really affordable is kind of how it has to be. This is the Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water. At first, I bought this last year when I was in Seattle. At the time, we didn't have Mario Badescu in Canada, so I picked this up. I was kind of skeptical because it was so cheap and I didn't think that anything that affordable would actually work as a setting spray. I just kind of thought there was a bit too much hype around Mario Badescu in general. However, when I ran out of a bottle of all-nighter and this is all I had at my disposal, I just went, let's give it a whirl and see what happens. And honestly, I kind of miss it. I've been meaning to pick up another bottle, but again, in Canada, they're kind of hard to come by. Even now that they're stocked at Sephora, sometimes they only have certain types of the spray. More often than not, it's not the rose water one. Honestly, I will repurchase this once I get through a bottle of all-nighter. I went back and picked up a bottle of all-nighter because I was out of setting spray, and you can't do makeup without setting spray. At least I can't. So I just went with what I knew would work. I picked this up and I know all-nighter is expensive and you don't get nearly as much product. And then when I went back to this, oddly enough, I didn't like it as much as the Mario Badescu spray. This one just melts into your skin, gives you this really fresh, dewy appearance, and it takes down all the powder. It really works. And I feel like when I'm using this at the end of my routine, even if I'm dousing my entire face like I do, I drench myself in this stuff. And even then, I still feel like my skin looks just a little bit powdery and a little bit cakey. And I'm a little bit upset about this. I feel like the wool's been pulled over my eyes for so long. And now I'm seeing the light and I'm sad. But once I run out of all-nighter, this is definitely going right back into my kit. Yeah, let's keep on the skincare train. This is the Mabel and Meg Clarity Blemish Control Cleanser. Now, I am on my second bottle of this because I'm trying to pare down how many different brands I'm using in my skincare routine, just so that my skin doesn't get too overwhelmed with too many different kinds of brands of product. I feel like the more brands you're introducing into your routine, sometimes your skin can start to freak out a little. And because I am such a Elixir serum stan, I thought maybe we should stay in the same family and try their blemish control cleanser, because I seriously have a problem with hormonal adult acne. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm on my second bottle and I still feel like it's not a miracle worker. Like, I'm still breaking out. Some part of me believes that maybe that will never stop happening. I don't know. I still haven't found the miracle cleanser that eliminates my breakouts yet. Any and all recommendations about that down below are so welcome. The problem is that my skin is also really sensitive, so a lot of acne cleansers irritate my skin further and then promote more breakouts, more redness, more unevenness, and I still haven't found my ride or die. This one works for now. But yes, we have to talk about the Mabel and Meg Elixir serum. Now, this is something that I love using in my routine. It feels so good when it absorbs into your skin, and it absorbs really quickly. All you need is one tiny little drop. It spreads out all over your face. It absorbs so fast, but it just feels like it is really hydrating and nourishing your skin on a deeper level than a moisturizer. The combination of vitamin C and hyaluronic acid is supposed to even out skin tone and also control blemishes. It's probably my favorite serum I've ever tried. I'm on my third bottle right now, and I feel like the longer I use it, the better my skin's going to look. And I do feel like some of my texture has definitely gone down. My skin feels really hydrated throughout the day. It's just a step that if I don't have it, I feel really like imbalanced without it. It's expensive as hell though, honestly. And there's nowhere in Canada that sells it. Maybe get on that, just saying. Ooh, here's some more skincare. This is the Pixi Hydrating Milky Mist. I finished this bottle while I was in Calgary. I picked it up specifically to help combat the shock to my skin from switching climates so quickly. The Calgary climate can just wreak havoc on your skin. Suddenly you feel parched, everything's dry. So I tried this as an extra step in my skincare routine, but I didn't hate it. It felt nice. It again has hyaluronic acid in it, which is kind of the buzzword of the year for skincare. It did feel really hydrating. It actually had a bit of a tingle to it, which I was not expecting. It did add that extra layer of intense hydration, which is something you sorely need in the prairies. So I wouldn't use it while living on the West Coast, because the West Coast is the most temperate climate in Canada. So you don't really need extra moisture. The air does it for you, especially living near the ocean. But if you live somewhere dry and cold, I would highly recommend. Oh, right. Okay. So here's another toner that I tried to see if maybe something would work better. And this is the Milk Makeup Matcha Toner. As you can see, it's a solid. It's interesting that they call it a toner. I just never really felt like it worked as a toner. It never felt like it was balancing in any sort of way. It just kind of felt like an extra layer. I didn't hate it, although I feel like because it's a stick and you're putting it directly onto your skin, that maybe there's some sort of bacteria buildup on the stick itself. I don't know. Part of me started just getting really paranoid that I was putting bacteria right back onto my skin, even though I would only use it after washing my face. So I don't know how much of that tracks. I went through 2 of these and I don't think I would purchase it again. And I feel like after 2 sticks, that's giving it a pretty good shot. Bourbon and Coke break. Why am I drinking Coke this late at night? Last time I did this, I was up till 5 a.m. Aha! I actually got through the whole thing, which I was really impressed by. This is the Caudalie Eau de Raisin. Grape water. It's grape water. It's exactly what it says it is. And it's bougie as fuck, because it's just water that you spray in your face. Apparently, the grape aspect of the water reduces redness, which I didn't really see much evidence of. I mean, maybe it was just the placebo effect. And when I first got this, I was obsessed with it. Loved how it felt and smelled, and it just was so refreshing. By the time you get to the end of the bottle, it kind of just spits on you, and it's just not as nice. It's such an excessive extra step in your routine. Why? Anyway, it was fine. It was fun while it lasted, but it didn't give me good enough results to warrant buying really expensive grape water. Yeah, okay, so we gotta talk about this. It's the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Eye Cream, which people love, and I hate to tell you that this gave me a very severe rash. And I know it was this because I did a little test. It wasn't because this this was expired. This has a shelf life of 6 months, and about 3 months into using it twice a day every day, I suddenly developed a horrible rash all the way around my eyes and onto my lids, directly in the area that I used it. It was alarming, very painful, so I stopped using it for a little while, thinking maybe my skin's just too overwhelmed with too many things. So I just stopped using it for a little while. I let my rash calm down a little bit, and then once it was calmed down, I picked this back up and I used it again, and immediately the second I put it back on my face, my entire eye area swelled up. Even though it was before the expiration date, I'd say the shelf life is about half of what it actually says. God, it's too bad because this shit's expensive. If you have sensitive skin, would not recommend. I also discontinued using the C-Brush brightening gel cream at the same time, thinking that maybe it probably wasn't helping that I was, you know, using something in the same family. Something about the ingredients just did not sit well with me and my skin, which is a shame. It smells amazing. Like really, it smells like orange creamsicle, but also the texture of this was way too thick. When you see the words gel cream, you think of something that has a more gel-like consistency than your average cream. So I was hoping it was going to be one of those that just disappears onto the skin like a really refreshing splash of water. And I just kind of thought with the word gel in the title, it would feel somewhat like that, but it was just really heavy and it just felt oily and greasy, and I really don't like that feeling in my moisturizers. So I just stopped using it. It was a shame. I still have like half the product left in here. It sucks when you buy something that's really expensive and you get through enough of it that it's beyond the time you can return it and you still have half the bottle left. Just kind of sucks. Something else I will not be repurchasing is the Milk Makeup Watermelon Brightening Serum. Again, the stick formula just feels gross. It doesn't absorb like you want a serum to absorb. It just sits on top of the skin like an extra layer, and all of those layers just ended up making my skin feel so cakey. Even before I put makeup on, it just felt like things were just sitting on top of it, and it honestly felt like it was suffocating my skin. It felt like it was a recipe for further breakouts. I don't like the stick formula of either of the toner or the serum. I just feel like they don't absorb well enough into your skin. It doesn't feel nice. It didn't feel like it really did anything, to be honest. Empty bottle of all-nighter. It was obviously a cult favorite and a favorite of mine for so long. I'm ready to branch out. This is the Lush lip scrub, and this one is in the flavor honey. This is the second jar that I've been all the way through. I actually use the lip scrub every night. Definitely always recommend the Lush one just because of how affordable it is and the simplicity of it being just like basically sugar, salt, some oils. There's not really much to it. Plus, when you save up your Lush Empties, you can go back and get a free mask. I don't like all of their products, but I do love their lip scrubs. All right, so now we're getting into the nitty gritty of makeup that I have gone all the way through, but also just a couple of expired things. Oh yeah, this took me forever to get through actually. It's the Fresh Sugar Lip Caramel Hydrating Balm, and this is just one of the little sample sizes you get, like a little Sephora gift. Actually, I really liked the lip caramel. I'm trying the lip coconut right now, and I'm actually not enjoying it as much as I enjoyed this one. This was kind of the perfect prep for your lips before going in with a liner or a lipstick. It's not my most favorite formula ever. Actually, there was an empty that I thought was in here, but isn't, which is my favorite lip balm in the world. It's the Sol de Janeiro one. I love that line of product, and that lip balm might be my most favorite lip balm of all time. Into foundation and concealer empties. We all know how I feel about this one. Best foundation I've ever used in my life. I'm on my second bottle right now, but this bottle, even though I used it pretty much every day, lasted me an entire year, very nearly. I only recently restocked it and I just can't get enough of this foundation. It has an SPF of 18, which is fantastic. And when it says all day wear, they really mean it. So comfortable. Feels like you're not wearing anything at all. It lasts all day, but it gives you this really luminous finish. Even when you've set things with powder, it lets your natural oils warm up and shine through. It's just the most beautiful foundation I've ever used. Plus this color match on me is pretty much flawless, which is so hard to find. I don't know if I'll ever move away from this foundation ever. I will, however, try other things. I mean, right now is the season of new foundation launches, and I have to at least try one of them because there's just so many new and exciting things going on. I will never not love this Light Illusion foundation. Flower Beauty, just, I don't even know what to say. Fucking killed it. I know what to say. Expand your shade range, like yesterday. That's all. The other one that I was using before that actually reminded me a lot of the Flower Beauty foundation is the CoverGirl Vitalist Elixir. I used up the entire bottle. I really did love this foundation, and it has an SPF of 20. Again, the shade range for this one is absurd absurdly low. I find the smell really cloying. Like it has a scent to it. It's a really perfumey smell. I don't know why people ever put scents in foundation. You're just asking for it at that point. I used to love this, but I found something better and I moved on. There are 3 concealers in here that I have loved on for a while, but probably wouldn't repurchase again because I think I found my favorite concealer. Actually is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Concealer. My under eyes have never looked more creaseless, never looked less cakey. Plus you can kind of use it as a light coverage foundation if you just spot conceal and then just blend it out with a beauty blender all over. It's like the perfect no makeup look. So the 3 concealers that I've been through and probably won't repurchase again is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. I used it maybe twice, 3 times at most, and it completely dried up on me. Also, it was dry. Maybe I just got bad product. I don't know. The other one is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Concealer, which when it came out, I was really stoked about. I love Fenty and their products, and I heard really great things about this concealer. So I tried it and I liked it. Actually, what I really loved about this concealer the most was the undertone of it. It was kind of yellowy, so it just really balanced out the peachy pink undertones that I have. I don't know. I think I liked the color more than I actually enjoyed the formula. It just kind of felt a little dry. I feel like when the formula is a bit more hydrating, it plumps up your under eye just a little bit more and fills out those lines a little bit better. It was not my favorite formula, but really good color range. The other one is a tried and true, the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. The undertone is just a bit weird. It's kind of too pink. Also, I'm not a big fan of how the formula on this one tingles. You can kind of feel it doing something, and I think it is some sort of active ingredient that is trying to tighten up your under eyes, but I really don't like the feeling of it. When you put something near your eye that does something to the skin around your eye, it always gives me a little bit of pause. It's a good option for the drugstore though. If you're on a budget and you can't go all the way to Sephora and pick up something that's like $30 for 1 tube, then yeah, I'd say go for it. It's just not my fave. However, the 2 concealers that I am using in tandem right now are both drugstore / affordable items. So, this was from a while back. The Milk Kush Mascara. Hate the wand. It's so chunky. Like, how do you expect to even fit that anywhere around your eye without getting it all over your face? And I am not a person that has small eyes. This would not fit in and around my lashes without getting mascara all over my lids. I still have yet to find a mascara that competes with Tarte's Lights Camera Lashes. They're precisely my brow pencil. I go through one of these every couple months. I wish there was more product in them. Also at the same time, I have yet to find a micro brow pencil that performs better than this one. It is not too dry. I find the NYX one so dry. You can't even draw a line without it breaking or patching off. And then the ABH one it breaks too often. It's too fragile. I don't like the component. It just seems so flimsy and cheap, which is really annoying since it's an expensive product. Even though this one's pricey, the component on this one is so sturdy and feels so good in your hand. Plus the formula doesn't break, doesn't chip off. It's the perfect texture, perfect balance of firmness and softness. And the undertones, they just added a bunch more. Can't be beat. I am number 4. I've yet to find anything that performs better than this pencil. I mean, if you have recommendations that are cheaper, let me know. Oh, this is just a ColourPop creme gel liner. Finally got to the end of this one. It took me a couple years. They're fine. I mean, I have these in a bunch of different colors just because of how easy they are to get. It's hard to find brightly colored pencil liners, and because these ones are so affordable, you just pick up a bunch of them, and even though they don't work the greatest, it doesn't matter because they're really affordable. If I want a white pencil to go in my waterline, I usually grab the NYX Jumbo eye pencil in the color Milk. Let me show you. Isn't that insane? It's buck wild. It looks a little bit unnatural, but since when am I going for natural on this channel? My last empty of the night is one that I go through pretty much once a month, and that is the Freckle product. You can tell why I go through it fairly quickly because this is the regular size that you get. It's not even the size of the length of my ear. And a lot of that is cap. Granted, you don't go through a shit ton of product. They do make a Freck XL, or they used to, but sometimes they're not stocked on the Freck XL, which is kind of a pain. It's such a finicky little thing and the package is so small, and there's no other better Freckle product on the market that I know of. Now we're gonna get into a couple of expired things. It's mostly liquid lips actually, because I feel like those go the fastest. I'm really sad to let these go because I did love these so much and the colors are so stunning. running. It's all of my ColourPop Ultra Satin lips. I love them so much, but I noticed even like 6 months after buying them that they did not apply as evenly or as flawlessly as they once did when I first bought them, which kind of sucks because I still have so much product in all of them. They're not anywhere near finished, especially the shade Bam. The consistency of the product just like really changed quite drastically. And the formula, when it's fresh, works really, really well. The shade Dreamy was actually like my go-to favorite nude forever, because of how perfectly it goes with my skin tone and my actual lip color. But it's time to retire them. This is one that I thought I would like, and I don't know why I even picked it up. I never really used it. It's the Revlon Ultra Matte Lip Color Metallic, and I have no idea why I held on to this for so long. I don't even know why I bought it. I just thought maybe I would use it somehow, but the shade is all wrong. It's really patchy and weird and streaky. It's just a really bad formula. I don't know why I even bought it. This is one that there's still plenty of product left in here, but it doesn't matter because this bad boy's got to go. It is the worst consistency. The texture of this just makes me cringe. The dry down on this is absolute garbage. The color is really nice. It's really bright. It's really punchy. And sometimes when you need a specific color of liquid lip that you cannot find anywhere else, you know, you pick it up and you think, oh, it'll be fine. Honestly, I can't stand the dry down. It suddenly just starts to crumble and the texture is so chalky. Would not recommend ever. We don't need to talk about why I'm getting rid of these. Oh yeah, and there's a couple things I didn't throw in here, but I'm going to. I never even use these. This is the ColourPop Supernova Shadow. It was kind of their contender or their competitor for the Stila Magnificent Metals when those became really, really popular. It's a beautiful color. If you don't act fast, it will start to flake on you. From far away, it looks pretty good, but if you're looking up close, it's a little gross. I did use the color Firecracker actually on set once. When I was designing makeup for a choreography video, these two really badass ladies, I will pop a picture in here somewhere. I thought it was going to be super badass, but I started applying it. I tried to blend it out onto the lid and it just started to flake off and patch right off. And the tube, I feel like, looks a lot more red than it does on the skin, which was really disappointing. So after using it that one time, I never touched these because the formula kind of sucks. You know when you buy something and you really want to use it and it just never ever happens and they just go to waste. Of course, everyone has an empty of these lying around. This is the brush on adhesive with the vitamins. It's the green tube. I like it because it works. Barring my own stupidity about lash application, I've never had a problem with duo adhesive, and this one doesn't irritate my eyes. So I think that is everything. So we've reached the bottom of the box. Thus concludes my empties video. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I've never done anything like this before, and I don't know, it was very foreign to me. So let me know down below what you thought of it, and maybe I will start saving up my empties for the next one. It's actually kind of fun to squirrel everything away and kind of look at it, and you get a really good indication of how much product you go through in a year, which is a little mind-boggling since I consider myself someone who consumes at a very slow rate purely because of how much I can afford. But looking at it all together, it's kind of alarming how much there is and how much I really use in a year. It's really interesting to me. Anyway, hopefully it's interesting to you too. But these are some of my favorite videos to watch. Like, I love watching Tate's product empties because she just like has the most crazy array of things to always try, and the fact that she even gets to use up an entire bottle of something means something. So anyway, so that's it for this video. I'm gonna rattle off the things I need to rattle off to you. Here are the many ways that you can help out this channel. 1, you could like this video. 2, you can comment down below on what you thought of this video. 3, you could subscribe. By the time this comes out, I think we might have hit 700 subscribers, and hopefully we are well on our way to hitting 1,000. 4, you could follow me on other social media. My Instagram is at Madelaide, the same way it is spelled here, and my Twitter is at madsuds, which is MADDSUDZ. I'm starting to feel a little bit of fatigue in the mouth region from talking so much to you guys. Why I decided to do 2 chatty videos back to back, I will never know. And the last thing you can do to support this channel is to click the Patreon link down below. If you want to become more connected with me and more connected with the content of this channel, then go check that out and support an artist. I'm so hungry. I need to go eat something very soon. I'm really glad that this SD card lasted this entire time. I'm very proud of it right now. All right, guys, please be kind and be generous to everyone you meet out there in the world today, and hopefully I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.